He was skinny fat. Look at him now. Looks like a mesomorph. You think he has amazing genetics? No, he has the will to learn, study, and be proactive for his health. Coach Greg, and have you ever tried to lose weight, but you couldn't, or you lost the weight only to regain it? Well, in today's video, we're going over Goodwin Boyce's journey. He tried fasting, tried keto, gained the weight, lose the weight, gain the weight, lose the weight. He couldn't keep it off till he discovered Coach Greg. And so a bit of background, the guy's in his 40s, married with 4 kids. So if you're saying, oh, I'm too busy, I don't got the time. Married, 4 kids, his job, Uber driver, sometimes 16 hours in a day, 60 hours a week on the road driving. Eating at odd times during a sedentary job led to an extreme amount of weight gain. And so he was smart enough to say, this is enough. I need to learn and do something about it. So he started doing research on YouTube, discovered the keto diet and fasting. And did it work? Yes, it worked. You thought I was going to say, no, it didn't work. Calories in, calories out. He started eating keto, fasting, eating fewer calories, and lost 70 pounds. However, he wanted to lose a lot more. He wanted better than the 70 pounds, and he was starving, hungry, fasting all the time, sometimes 2 or 3 days without eating food. And so as you can see, he's lost 70 pounds. He looks pretty good, probably around 30% body fat. A lot better than being morbidly obese. Remember, halfway there is still better than nothing. However, he couldn't keep the weight off. It wasn't sustainable. And so what did he do? He didn't give up. He was proactive, continued to do research, said there must be a better way. Discovered Coach Greg.
I was fasting for a long period of time. Some days I would fast for a week.
So as you can see in the green bars, the hours indicating how many hours he was fasting, 73 hours, 18:21, 51:20, 14:28. How many of you want to resort to eating once a day, sometimes once in 3 days, in order to lose weight? And how much muscle do you think you're going to retain if you're only eating once a day?
I was hungry. I would go to bed. My wife would say, are you hungry? I'm like, no, I'm not hungry. I'm fine. Because I'm so stubborn that I really want to lose this fat.
And so he was hungry, starving, but he pushed through. He was going to do whatever it takes. Sounds like Rich Piana. But eventually, enough was enough. Even though you're willing to do whatever it takes, your body needs fuel to build muscle.
So I went back to YouTube and I started Googling how to lose weight and stuff like that. And I came across this video.
So after that first video, he was intrigued, decided to watch more of my videos, spent hours watching my videos, hours and hours and hours studying and learning from my videos. Remember, he was proactive, gathering knowledge, information so that he could implement this into his own life, learn the correct diet and exercise program so that he could build muscle, lose fat at the same time.
I would stay up late at night and I'm looking at the videos and I'm Googling what he's saying and I'm researching it and I'm going through all the steps and I'm like, this makes sense.
And he didn't just take my word for it, he Googled the information that I was providing, said, this makes sense. Of course it makes sense. My information is based on science. I have a master's degree in kinesiology, highest average. Not talking out of my ass, 46 years old, done 59 bodybuilding competitions, coached thousands of people. Not only that, my information, it's applicable in the real world. It's not just science and studies. It's science, studies, and information that I've applied to clients I've coached, even myself. I know what works and what doesn't work.
I went back and I got a scale and I started accurately tracking how many calories I eat.
And so one of the biggest things he learned that he applied was calories in, calories out. He was guesstimating at the calories he was eating. But that's easy to be wrong. If you're not losing weight, it's because you're eating too much food. If you're not losing weight, you either need to put the fork down and stop eating so many calories, or burn more of those calories off. He bought a scale and started tracking his calorie intake more accurately, was eating in a small deficit, and spread out his meals. No longer was he fasting, eating once a day, sometimes once in 2 or 3 days. He started eating 4 to 5 meals a day with protein to maximize muscle protein synthesis. His goal was not to just lose weight. He wanted to lose body fat while building muscle.
I noticed I started to get better and and stronger, and I had a lot of energy, because previously when I was fasting and keto, there would be days that I couldn't get up the step.
If you don't have the energy because you're starving, not eating enough, fasting too long, how can you expect to train harder than last time? To progressive overload. You need to train harder than last time, progressive overload, if you're going to continue to build muscle. If you're fasting, starving, in too great of a calorie deficit, you won't have the energy and you will start to half-ass your cardio, half-ass your training. That is why it's important to properly fuel your body. To eat high-protein meals that are satiating, taste amazing, lots of volume so that you're full, so you're not hungry, not starving. If you can do that, diet's easy. So easy. I mean, after all, how hard is it to diet when you're eating foods that you love and you're full and not hungry? Does that sound like a hard diet to you? Oh, I can't stick to this diet. I like all the foods that I eat and I'm not hungry. Where is the hard part if that's the case? I got plenty of energy. I'm eating 4 or 5 times a day. I'm eating plenty of protein. I love what I'm eating. I'm full, tastes great. Is this actually a diet? How is this working? Calories in, calories out. It's working because you're not in a surplus. And why aren't you in this surplus? Because the meals have fewer calories than you're used to. The cookbooks. What I did is I took all these amazing, delicious meals that you want to eat, and I learned how to make them lower in calories while still tasting amazing. Not 100% as good as a real thing. You think you can make protein ice cream as good as Haagen-Dazs, Ben & Jerry's ice cream? Of course not. It's 80% as good as the real thing. That deep dish lasagna that you love, it's not as good as that. It can't be. But for half the calories, it tastes 80% as good. So guess what? You can eat twice as much of it and actually be full. Finally, you're eating foods that are 80% as good and therefore not triggered to overeat them. If it's 80% as good, you're not likely to binge. You can eat double the volume, more food, be full, and be in a calorie deficit. And how fast did the weight come off? Was 5 pounds a week? He was losing faster than ever? No, 1 to 2 pounds a week. Sustainable weight loss that was easy for him. Wasn't starving, didn't feel like he had to pressure himself to lose the weight. It just happened. The diet was easy, finally a diet he could stick to where he wasn't suffering. Not only that, his wife noticed, wow, this is incredible. Look at the changes you're making. I want to do the same thing. I got some weight to lose. Look at how effective it is for you. I'm also going to do it. You see how this works? One person is successful, another person sees that, and they do the same thing. It spreads. It's the domino effect. Tens of thousands of people have bought my cookbook. One person buys the book, they see the results, they say, I want that. Then 2 people, then 4, 8, 16. It continues. Before you know it, the entire world has discovered the circle diet, the forever diet. The diet that once and for all will allow you to lose the weight and keep it off for the rest of your life.
Did also buy the friggin' cookbook, and we used some of the recipes. Her favorite recipe, I would say, is the French toast. My favorite recipe would be the anabolic popcorn.
Don't matter what's your favorite, pick one. There's hundreds of recipes. You're gonna love some you might not like. You don't need to eat every single meal in the cookbook to make it worth it. Imagine if you learned to eat 10 new meals. 10 foods that can replace what you're currently eating. That lasagna, the burgers, the French toast, the ice cream, pizza, whatever it may be. Imagine you can replace 10. All you need is 1. 1 can make the difference. Change of 1 meal is enough to make a difference in your life. Imagine you have 10. And doesn't that look amazing? Showing the meals that he's prepared. Remember, this guy is in his 40s, married with 4 kids, driving an Uber 60 hours a week. And look at this guy. Look at what he was able to achieve. He's training at home, bought a bike like Coach Graham, racing on Zwift, training at home. And if you don't have the gym, the equipment, the weights, at least do some cardio, go for a walk. Yeah, I get it. Not everyone is a millionaire. Not everyone's rich. Not everyone can afford a stationary bike. But most people can afford running shoes and go for a walk. Most people can afford to get up off the couch and move around. Maybe do a few push-ups, sit-ups, something, jumping jacks. You owe it to yourself, your partner, your kids, your friends, your family, people who love you. They do not want to say, bye, you're no longer here on this earth because you like to eat too much and sit your ass on the couch loving yourself. Fat acceptance? Sure, let's accept that we're fat and do something about it. Let's make the change today, right now, not tomorrow, right now. If you're gonna stop watching this video and go eat something healthy, or go for a walk. Do both. You have the power, you can make that change. It's up to you. I can scream and shout all day long, but unless you decide to make the change, what good is it?
I have this extra energy and I can push the weights, and I still feel so energized because I know I'm eating right after I've done my workout or whenever I'm hungry, and that was amazing. It was amazing to have that feeling.
And look at the freaking results. You see this guy? This guy looks amazing in his 40s, training at home. He has 4 kids, married. What's your excuse? He was skinny fat. Look at him now. Looks like a mesomorph. You think he has amazing genetics? No. He has the will to learn, study, and be proactive for his health. To take it upon himself to make that change. That is what's amazing about this guy.
I was just eating in a calorie deficit. I was tracking how many calories I was eating. I was measuring my food. I was progressively overloading in my weights. I was working the same muscle 2 to 3 times a week. And that's basically how I got from where I was to where I am now.
Not rocket science. Progressive overload. Eating in a small calorie deficit. Training each muscle 2-3 times a week. And in the red shorts doing the hang and leg raise, look at the 6-pack. He was morbidly obese. You saw him lose 70 pounds, was still 30% body fat. Discovered Coach Greg, now look at him. Oh, I've tried everything. I can't lose weight. Have you eaten from my cookbooks? Have you actually tried everything, or do you just want to complain and whine and, oh, poor me, I can't lose weight, genetics, hormones? Stop with the excuses and do something about it. And so he's saying he's never met me. I never told him to make this video. It's just I've had such an impact that he wanted to share his experiences, show the world how happy he is with his results. So what are you waiting for? Get the freaking cookbooks, the Circle Diet books. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IPP Pro. Please watch the bloopers. Harder than last time supplements, including turkesterone. Don't forget I do coaching plans. Me and my team. Get the plans if you need extra help. Also, training books, phone consults, you name it. Click the link in the description. Comment for the algorithm. Subscribe and click that bell button to get notified right away. Please watch the videos as soon as possible. Comment for the algorithm. And until next time, I am out. Man, got no pop today. There we go.